Hey guys, this is Neha from WebStack. Welcome to the final episode on Java Basics. So in this video, we are going to look at some MCQs of the topics that we have discussed in the previous videos. So let's get started. Before starting the video, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to WebStack and hit the bell to get all the notifications. So before starting the MCQs part, I would like to suggest you that you must pause the video and try to give the answer on your own, and then you can play and check the answers. So let's check out the first question, that which of the following option leads to the portability and security of Java? Looking at the options, bytecode, Applet makes Java code secure and portable, use of exception handling, and then dynamic binding. The first option is bytecode executed by JVM. So as we all know that JVM is a Java virtual machine and it is actually platform dependent, and it actually executes your bytecode that is given by the compiler. So JVM is something which makes Java portable and it makes it platform independent. So the right answer will be option A, and you can also find the explanation here. Now let's check out the second question, that is which of the following is not a Java feature. Looking at the options, let's look at the first option, that is dynamic. So Java is a dynamic language, as we know. It is architecture neutral as well because it is platform independent. The third one is use of pointers. So certainly we have discussed in the previous videos that Java does not have the concept of pointers. So that means use of pointers is not a feature of Java. So the option will be C. The next question is which of the following is an immediate subclass of the panel class? So this is something related to applet, as we have already seen applet in the part 3 video, and we have seen a diagram in which I have told you which classes will be extended by which other class. So they are here asking about the subclass of the panel. So subclass is something which is inheriting this panel class, and the class which actually inherits the panel class is called applet class. So the answer is very simple, that is applet class. As you can also see in the diagram that is given, that applet is actually extending the panel class, therefore it is called subclass of the panel class. Let's look at the fourth question. It says which of the following for loop declaration is not valid. So let's check out the option one by one. The first option is for loop, and then they are writing the initialization, which is absolutely correct. And then the conditional, they are writing that I less than equals to 20. And then they are writing the incremental operation. So they are updating the value of I by just multiplying it by 2. Let's check the second option, that is for int I equals to 7, which seems absolutely fine here. Then we have I less than equals to 77, it is also correct. Then also they are incrementing it by 7, so there is no issue in this syntax as well. Let's go on to the third option, which says initialization, which is correct. I greater than equal to 2, which is also correct. And also they have applied a decrement operator. So this operation is called a unary operation, that is minus minus. So you don't need to write any equals to sign or anything. It will actually work fine. Let's go for the fourth option, as this is the only option which is left. So maybe the answer is D, but let's check it out. So they have initialized it, which is correct. They have compared the value, which is also correct. And the updation operation they have given as I divided by 9, which is not a correct syntax because you cannot simply give I divided by 9. You have to assign it to something. So you have to write I equals to I by 9. So either it can be written like this, or they can either use a assignment operator like we have discussed it already, that is I division operator equals to 9. So it is also having the same meaning as this one. So D is a correct answer because it is not having the proper syntax. Let's check out the next question, which says that we need to evaluate the following Java expression x value is 3, y is 5 and z is 10. So let's evaluate this. So first of all, they are writing pre-increment operation, which is plus plus z. So first of all, z will be incremented, it will be 11 plus. Now we have y here, so y is 5, so 11 plus 5, then minus 5 plus, so z value is now 10 again because this 11 is not the value which is getting stored inside memory, as plus plus is a pre-increment, which means you will increment it first and then store it inside z. So we have just incremented it. So here the value of z will be 10. Then we have x plus plus, which is a post increment operation, which simply means that the value of x will be given in the expression first and then it will be incremented later. So that simply means you will use the value of x as 3. So here we go and we are writing 3 here. So you add these three numbers and you will get the answer. So the addition is 24. That means answer is option A. So let's check out the next question, which is when an applet is terminated, which of the following sequence of method can take place? So we have already seen the life cycle of an applet and we know it very well. What are the different stages in the life cycle? So as you can see in the diagram, we have init, start, paint, stop and destroy. So whenever your applet is terminated, stop and destroy method call takes place. So the option will be D. Now let's see the next question, which says the following article is referred to as octal escape, Unicode escape sequence, hexadecimal or line feed. So this is something which I want to tell you here, that so these kind of syntaxes are referred to as Unicode escape sequence. So the option will be B. So here is the concept how you can say that it is a Unicode escape sequence because it is made up of following articles. So you will have a backslash, then you will have U. After that, you can have multiple U as well, but that is optional. And the next thing is that you will have a hexadecimal digit. So it will be a 4-digit from 0 to 9, or A to F, or capital A to capital F can also be there. So this is also a Unicode escape sequence. So the answer is B. Now let's check out the next question, which says the method which is defined by AWT, which causes the AWT runtime system to execute a call to your applet's update method. So this is again a question of applet, and AWT here means applet window toolkit. So we have already seen that how we can execute applet, and there are two methods how you can run this. It can be using the browser window or it can be applet window toolkit. So here they are asking about which function actually calls update method. So update method is actually called by the repaint function or repaint method which is there inside applet. So the answer is C for this question, and repaint method in Java is actually available in this applet class, which is used whenever we want to call the update method along with the call to the paint method. That means it will repaint your applet window. So the update method will actually clear the current window and performs the update, and after that it will call the paint method again. So this is the work of repaint, and behind the scenes it is calling update method. Now let's check out the second last question of this video, that is what does this expression return? So the options are given as 0, not a number, infinity or runtime exception. So most of you I know will be giving the answer as D, that is runtime exception. But actually one thing that you need to note here is it is a float. Float simply means that whenever you are just dividing any number by 0 and it is returning a float, then always it will return infinity. So the exceptions will only occur if it is an integer. So for this, because here we have written float, that is why the answer will not be runtime exceptions, but it will be infinity. So the answer will be C. So now let's check out the last question of this video, that is in Java which exception is thrown when divide by 0 executes. So we have already seen that exception will occur for divide by 0 when it is an integer case in the last question. But in this question, they are asking about the exception name, the class name of the exception which will be raised. So multiple options are there like array index out of bound. So this exception is only raised when you are trying to access a location which is not there in the array. Let's suppose your array is having the 5 elements and you are trying to access the element 6th. So this will be giving you array index out of bound error. The next option is arithmetic exception, which is actually the answer for this question because arithmetic exception is what is raised when your division by 0 exception occurs. So this is the arithmetic exception class which is being called. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this Java basics and got the concept, and if you do, please give a thumbs up and do let me know in the comment section below what more topics you want to study. So, we'll see you in the next video.